Good morning, students. In the previous lesson, we have seen that anything that occupies space and has mass is called matter. Matter is classified into three states, that is solid, liquid and gas. But what the matter around us is made up of? Matter is made of molecules and molecules are formed from atoms. Effectively, an atom is the smallest unit of matter. An atom is the smallest particle of an element which retains its chemical identity in all the physical and chemical changes. To study atom in detail, today we are going to learn fifth chapter, Inside the Atom. Observe the table shown in the picture. It shows names and formula of some substances. You have to complete the table by putting tick marks in appropriate box to indicate the information of the smallest particle and the type of matter. Let us start completing the table. First substance is water. Formula of water is H2O and it is a water molecule because molecule is a group of two or more atoms, and here in water there are two hydrogen atom and one oxygen atom bonded to each other, hence it is water molecule. Different types of atoms are present in the water, that is hydrogen atom and oxygen atom, and water is a compound because it is formed by chemical bonding of hydrogen and oxygen. Second substance is oxygen. Its formula is O2. Oxygen is also molecule because here two oxygen atoms are chemically bonded to each other. In oxygen molecule only single type of atoms are present because both are oxygen atoms bonded to each other, and oxygen is a element because element is a pure substance that is made entirely from one type of atoms. Third substance is helium. Its formula is He, and helium is not molecule, it is an atom because it contains only one helium atom. There is single type of atom in helium and helium is element. Number 4, hydrogen. Its formula is H2. Hydrogen is a molecule because here two hydrogen atoms are chemically bonded to each other. In the hydrogen only single type of atoms are there, that are two hydrogen atoms, and hydrogen is a element. Next substance is ammonia. Its formula is NH3. Ammonia is a molecule because here three hydrogen atoms and one nitrogen atom are chemically bonded to each other. There are different types of atom in this molecule, that are nitrogen atom and hydrogen atom, and ammonia is a compound. Number 6, nitrogen. Its formula is N2. Nitrogen is a molecule because here two nitrogen atoms are chemically bonded to each other. As these both are same type of atoms, means there are only single type of atoms present in nitrogen molecule, and nitrogen is element because both are same type of atoms present in this matter. Number 7, methane. Formula is CH4. Methane is a molecule because here four hydrogen atoms are bonded to one carbon atom. Different types of atoms present in the methane molecule, that is carbon atom and hydrogen atom, and methane is a compound because it is a form from a two type of chemical elements. Number 8 is argon. Its formula is Ar. Argon is not molecule, it is an atom because only one type of argon atom is there, and there is a single type of atom, and argon is a element. Number 9, neon. Its formula is Ne. Neon is also an atom and there is a single type of atom present in the neon and it is an element. Last is a chlorine. Its formula is Cl2. Chlorine is a molecule because here two chlorine atoms are chemically bonded to each other. As both are chlorine atom, hence there are single type of atoms present in the chlorine molecule, and chlorine is also element because both the atoms are of same type. We have learned in the earlier standard that the smallest particle of most of the substances are molecules. Molecules are formed by the chemical combination of atoms. From this, it is clear that the smallest particle of an element taking part in the chemical combination is an atom. The concept of atom is more than 2500 years old. However, it was forgotten in the course of time. In the modern times, scientists on the basis of experiments explain the nature of atoms as well as the internal structure of atoms. It started with Dalton's atomic theory. Do you know, Indian philosopher Maharshi Kanad in 6th century BC stated that there is a limit to divide matter into small particles. It means if we go on dividing matter, we shall get smaller and smaller particles. Ultimately, a time will come when we shall come across the smallest particle beyond which further division will not be possible. Maharshi Kanad named this particle as Parmanu. Parmanu means the smallest particle. He also stated that Parmanu is indestructible. It means we cannot destroy Parmanu. Greek philosopher Democritus in 5th century BC stated that matter is made of small particles and these particles cannot be divided. The smallest particle of matter was named by Democritus as atom. In Greek language, atomos means the one which cannot be cut. Dalton's atomic theory. British scientist John Dalton put forth in 1803 AD his celebrated atomic theory. Dalton's atomic theory was the first complete attempt to describe all matter in terms of atoms and their properties. According to this theory, any form of matter, whether it may be element, compound or mixture, is made up of atoms. Atoms are indivisible. It means you can divide atom only up to certain point. Beyond that point, further divisions will not be possible. Atoms are indestructible. It means we cannot destroy atom by any method. All atoms of an element are alike. It means they have same shape, mass and size. Atoms of dissimilar element are not identical. Their size, shape and mass is different. Try this. Take a solid ball and bundi laddu. Press both these spheres with your palms. What did you find? Now cut the solid ball with a sharp knife and observe its internal structure. A bundi laddu is found to have an internal structure. It is formed by sticking smaller particles, that is bundis, to each other. However, the solid ball do not have any internal structure. Atom described by Dalton is similar to this solid ball. According to Dalton's atomic theory, atom is solid sphere with no internal structure. But Dalton's atomic theory failed to explain the internal structure of an atom. In the year 1886, Goldstein discovered positively charged particles, that is proton. In the year 1900, J.J. Thomson conducted experiment on the beam of particles inside the glass tube. He found that the particles get attracted to the positive terminal of the tube. From this, Thomson concluded that this particle must have negative charge. He named this particle as electrons. He also proved that mass of the electron is 1800 times less than a hydrogen atom. After these discoveries, scientists believe that atom is divisible, made up of electrons and protons, and it is electrically neutral. But the question was, how is an atom electrically neutral in spite of having negatively charged electrons and positively charged protons in it? Thomson overcame this difficulty by putting forth the plum pudding model of atomic structure. Plum pudding is the sweet dish prepared during the Christmas. Thomson's plum pudding model of an atom. The plum pudding model of an atom put forth by Thomson in the year 1904 is the first model of atomic structure. Thomson compared an atom to Christmas pudding. The electrons are like the plum in the pudding. Plum is a kind of dry fruit and the pudding itself is like positively charged particles. We can also compare this model to watermelon, where the red part of the fruit is positively charged and the seeds are like negatively charged electrons embedded in it. The distributed positive charge is balanced by the negative charge on the electrons. Therefore, the atoms become electrically neutral. Rutherford's nuclear model of atom. Rutherford was a British physicist who is known as the father of nuclear physics. Rutherford studied the inside of atom by his celebrated scattering experiment and put forth the nuclear model of atom in the year 1911. Rutherford took very thin gold foil with a thickness 10 raised to minus 4 mm and bombarded it with positively charged alpha particles emitted by a radioactive element. Radioactive elements are unstable elements which release energy in the form of alpha, beta or gamma radiation. An alpha particle is fast moving packet containing 2 protons and 2 neutrons. He observed the path of alpha particles by means of a fluorescent screen around the gold foil. He used fluorescent screen for his experiment because when each alpha particle will impact on the screen, it will show a tiny flash of light. It was expected by the Rutherford that alpha particles would get reflected from the gold foil if the positively charged mass were evenly distributed inside the atoms as per Thomson's plum pudding model. But unexpectedly, most of the alpha particles went straight through the foil. A small number of alpha particles get deflected from the original path through a small angle, and a small number of alpha particles get deflected through a larger angle, and surprisingly only one alpha particle out of 20,000 bounced back in the direction opposite to the original path. Rutherford noticed that the large number of alpha particles went straight through the foil. It means there is no obstacle in their path. It meant that there must be lots of empty space inside the atom in the solid gold foil. Very few alpha particles get deflected through a small or big angle. It means they must have faced some obstacle in their path. It meant that positively charged heavy part which cause obstruction present at the center of atom. This positively charged region is called nucleus. From this, Rutherford put forth a model for atom as follows. There is a positively charged nucleus at the center of an atom. Almost the entire mass of the atom is concentrated in the nucleus. Negatively charged particles called electrons revolve around the nucleus. The total negative charge on all the electron is equal to the positive charge on the nucleus. As the opposite charges are balanced, the atom is electrically neutral. It means there is not any charge on the atom. And there is an empty space between the revolving electrons and the atomic nucleus. The remaining part of this lesson we will study in the next lecture.